and it is Saturday evening, Saturday night for me. Probably late afternoon for you guys, or evening for you guys. Um, my schedule is a little different than most people's. My schedule is a little different than everyone's, I think, um, which is okay. I have cultivated this as a practice. I feel pretty good with it. As I have with live streams. Live streams have become a practice for me, something that I really have cultivated. And hey, Michael. Hey, School Sniper. And what I mean by that is um, anything and everything in life can be your practice, can be your yoga. Yoga, the root word, Sanskrit, means to yoke, bring together, join. That's actually where we got the term or the label yoke that we use in, for horses, for ox, for cattle. Um, and it is really more of a reunion than union. It is remembrance, bringing things together that everything is already together right now. So when I started my channel a long time ago, I was warned by my stepdaughter not to start a YouTube channel, that it was vicious and cruel, and that I would have been too sensitive and they would eat me up alive. Good advice. She knows me well. I've been her stepfather. She is 31 now. I've been a stepfather since she was 9, just turning 9, just about to turn 9, actually. Um, so Michael Squirrel, hey Dan, poor man's here. How is it still icing out where you are? Hey Songhill. So for a long time I didn't start a channel until I did on a whim because of Paul from Oregon, who I was. Hey Murray, our friend, the legendary Paul from Oregon, burpee practitioner extraordinaire, as well as working on the rings now, incorporating some homemade barbell stuff. Poor man says, "Yep, licking my wounds by wood stove." How's the shoulder feeling? Michael says, "Not much. Just got done helping set up a new digital GI washing machine, but the noise is annoying." Huh. You would think a new one, they would be almost soundless nowadays. Songhill says, "Good you started the channel." Thank you, Songhill. Hey, Cat and Jack. Hey, Kitty. I appreciate hearing that, Songhill. I'm glad I did too. But when I started it, I decided that my channel is an extension of me. That my channel is my yoga practice, my Course in Miracles practice. This is my opportunity to be kind, to practice patience.
Hello.
Hello, Marie. How are you?
Good.
So, with the new policy, um, I need anyone who might be considered under, say, under 18 to tell me how old they are and their birthday, even though
Well,
you've done before.
I actually have a question.
Sure,
Can we do a bell challenge? Because I found my bell finally.
sure, we can do that. Um, can you tell me how old you are, though, and your birthday?
Uh, I've been on here before, Yogi.
I
It's me, Mari.
I know, but just in case, um,
You,
ever since with toy pups, we don't take any chances whatsoever.
I'm literally 19.
Okay, I know, and I know that you've said it plenty of times, and I'm glad that you do. But we're doing that with. I'll do it with Selma too. Anyone who might be even, and it's not for me, and it's not even for you. It's just for anyone else who's come in. You know what I mean?
hmm
So I appreciate you doing that. So you want to go first?
I think you should go first.
All right. So I have two. This is the first one. This is the Tibetan meditation bell. It's all in the two fingers, guys. One more try.
Okay.
All right. What do you got for us, Marie? Nice.
I
I like that.
usually use it a lot. Like if I need something and they're not paying attention, I just swing it around and they pay attention.
I bet. That's why I have this bell. This one's stronger. Do you heard me talk about this bell before? I got it from my father when he was his last couple weeks of his life, and he was bedridden. And I wanted him to be able to call me whenever he needed, whenever he wanted. I like your bell. So does it work? Does it get people's attention?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it does all the time pretty much.
Right. Well, cool. So just one bell?
Yeah, just one.
Sometimes
Think.
one bell is all we need.
Yep.
You gonna do any drawing for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm gonna catch up in the chat.
Okay.
Poor man says, better been stretching, rolling on baseball. I use a lacrosse ball sometimes. Neptune says, free Luigi. Who's Luigi? Jennifer, excuse me, guys. Jennifer says, sing if you know the song. Guess who's back? Again, Sadie's back. Tell a friend. Eminem. It's a good song. Kat says you practice a lot of patience, Eric. As much as I need to, which means that life calls for it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that I'm a particularly by nature patient person, but every day you're given an opportunity. To me, patience equals kindness, and I'd rather be kind. Given everything, I'd rather be kind. Michael says, yeah, they said it somewhat loud while washing. I made sure it was because otherwise they owe us $600. Poor man says, more cowbell. Man, I wish I had a cowbell. Michael says, I was thinking the same thing, poor man. Hey, Austin. Hey, Bo Dragon. I didn't see you come in. Austin says, excuse me. How are you doing today? Austin, I'm doing pretty good. Although out of nowhere, I just started coughing again after feeling better all day. But sometimes, things start happening at night. Zipper says, greetings to Jennifer Austin. So that's why basically on my live stream, if I ask people to give others a chance, to not be quick to time people out, to not do it because it bothers you. Definitely don't do it for my sake, but don't do it. What a perfect opportunity. If something is bothering, ask why. Perfect time to practice self inquiry. One of the 4 paths of yoga, we have karma yoga, which is the yoga of selfless service. You turn everything over to God. Don't do it for your sake alone. There's bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. Again, devotion to God. Then you have Raja yoga, which is generally what I practice, which is the 8 limbs, 8 branches of yoga. I'll go over that if anyone ever wants me to. And then the 4th is Jnana yoga, which is the yoga of self inquiry, the yoga of self inquiry, where we ask, who am I? What am I? Because we want to clearly identify the voice of the ego versus voice of spirit, voice of the soul, voice of God. Krishna consciousness. So if someone's pressing my buttons, that's when you practice self-inquiry. Whose buttons are they pressing? Are they truly pressing mine, or are they pressing the ego's? Because me, who I truly am, hey Tandra, can't be ruffled. I have no feathers. I have no buttons. Of course, my ego is full of feathers, full of ruffles, and lots of buttons. You can press all of those ego buttons and you will always get a reaction. That's the nature of the ego. Or the ego will pretend not to be bothered and then be self-congratulating itself. Look at me. Look how patient I am. Look how kind I am. But when you truly practice that, Sniper says, I'm getting triggered with the art. He's laughing, of course. I can't see how Marie could trigger anyone, especially with her artwork. She does it so peacefully, almost like it's in a Zen state of mind. Ashley says, Yogi, I'm waiting for Jason to come on the panel. Yeah, that's coming up soon, 5:45, so any minute, right? Our friend Ashley's doing a live stream. I will have you up at the same time, Ashley. We'll be live streaming your live stream. The topic is basketball. Live in 5 minutes. I hope it's going to be a great live stream for you. Jace's great company. Michael says, I think I only did it once that day because I was an emotional wreck after my cat passed away and it was getting on my nerves. But I've grown a bit more tolerant, stuff like that. The thing is, Michael, when we think of it as a practice, it means you can't do it wrong. Patience starts with yourself. Kindness starts with yourself. So always cut yourself a break. As you said, you were an emotional wreck. Understood. Hey, Susie. How are you, my friend? Susie Global Concepts. I read Susie's about section. Her channel description, I guess is a better way of saying it, the other day. I might read it again because it's beautiful. Here it is. This is our friend, Susie. My name is Susanna, aka African Dancing Queen, a mother of Nigeria who loves doing small things in great ways. Our core values: positivity, good vibes, spreading love to anyone, anywhere, anytime. I love that, by the way. Our slogan: love, don't judge. One love everyone. I love that too, by the way. Channel videos, uploads, cooking, dancing, lifestyle, African village life, travel, tour, and vlogs. Motto: changing lives, changing nations, changing the world through love and positivity. I also love that. Excuse me, guys. Kindly join the community. Let's do great things together. The only way we can ever do great things, together. Of course, it starts collectively. So I hope you guys are connected with Susie. Everyone's saying hi. Poor man says, fingers moving so fast. Yeah, that's what comes from one, talent, and two, practice. As Marie said the other day, she draws every day. As she says, okay, brother Yogi. Easy said, squirrels, hello. Sniper says he has 2 words in his about me. Anyone care to guess what those 2 words are? I wouldn't have guessed those exact words, but it's Squirrel Sniper. It is a Squirrel Sniper description for sure. Indoctrination deleted. Ashley says, Susie, I sub to you. Awesome. Skit says, very nice to see. Hey, Skits, I didn't see you come in. I apologize. Very nice description indeed, Susie. Yeah, awesome. Speaking of channels, make sure you check out Skits' new song. It is up on his channel. Marie, you going to do a live stream tonight?
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
Also, I have a question.
What's that?
Can I share the drawing I drew earlier?
Yep.
Here it is.
Wow. That's an intense looking eye. That's awesome work. Skit says, tree surgeon. Michael said, excuse me, guys. I'm getting back to normal slowly, but surely. Just takes time. The wound is still fresh because it was sudden. Understood. No need to hurry it, Michael. Feel what you feel when you feel it. How's your weekend been, Tandra? Let me swing on over to Ashley's. Ashley is not yet live, but it's getting closer. Just let her know that we'll be paying attention as we live stream. So yeah, I would urge everyone, if you're here, if you're hanging out with me, it's probably because you guys are weird. No other reason. You don't hang out with weird people unless you're also kind of weird yourself. So if you're kind of weird, if you like listening to my weird stuff, I would ask you guys, do you want to practice? You know, we got a great artist here doing her stuff. Didn't get that way by accident. Probably wasn't always happy with everything she drew. But she practiced and she practices every day and she gets better and better and better. If you want to be patient in life, and you know what? It's a valuable commodity to have. If you want to be kind, the only true way to ever succeed in life, you might see people in power, supposedly in power, with lots of money, and you think they're successful. Man, if you have a miserable inner life, if you're cruel, if you're petty, if you're hurtful, if you use power to manipulate and harm others in any way, you're not successful. I don't see how anyone can even consider that as an appearance of success. Tandra's been busy. My father was never wealthy. He did okay. I'm living in a house that him and my mom paid for. Um, but he was kind. So my father was truly a successful person. He lived a full and well-meaning life just by being himself. If I were to wish anyone anything, that would be it. And it doesn't mean like if our friend Marie wants to be a professional artist of any kind, I wish that for her. I hope I see no reason with her talent and her practice that she wouldn't achieve that. But hopefully it's all achieved through love. Songa says, I hope Puppy Mommy can come back soon. Yeah, she said she doesn't know the actual date when it's going to happen, but I do hope soon. Semper says, your perception of me is a reflection of you. Indeed. Nathan, 2024. I like to talk to that Nathan guy sometime. It says, I like that squirrel. We can reverse that as well. that my perception is a reflection of the world. My perception literally creates the world that we live in, along with yours collectively. This is why, and of course, Miracles it says, do not seek to change the world, seek to change your perception of the world. No one's made any truly lasting positive change in the world by manipulating the world, by marching, by protesting, through violence. We can say change has come about, but can you see any positive change? People are still starving, people are still homeless, wars are still fighting, crime is still rampant, violence is still prevalent. How is that ever going to change? Sides might change, borders might change, armies might swap, but the same issues. Children are still starving, people are still homeless. Oh, Tandra, I did. Sorry. I meant to reply. Give me 1 second. I will read it.
I'm gonna head out.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in, Marie. Thank you for the bell challenge.
You're welcome.
Tandra is at 1,158 watch hours, guys. If you were to spend some time this upcoming week just going through a playlist, Tandra's got some great live streams, and they're all really good lengths. So if you were to watch one a day, you'd be giving her like 3 hours, watch hours. If you go through a playlist, just put it up on any device as you're going about your day, man, we would be there. Jace is monetized. Checkpoint for Jace. Cross him off the list. Obviously, we still support Jace. Jace is on a mission. I support that mission. Excuse me, guys. But he doesn't need our watch hours. Tandra is next. Give me 1 second. Our friend Ashley is up. Jace is getting ready to join her. Jace will be with her in 2 minutes. If anyone wants to join, let me drop a message to her. Just a second, guys. Skid says, still blows my mind that people are still homeless, starving, fighting wars in 2024. Exactly. But it's going to keep happening. Do you know why? Because we haven't changed our perception of the world. We're still projecting the same thing. And I mean that collectively. But we always wait for change for the other person. It's got to start with us. Are you working on changing your perspective? Changing your perceptions? Are you practicing kindness? Are you practicing patience? Are you extending love? Or are you continuously self-identifying with the ego, with all the egoic concerns, giving us a world that is filled with individual egos always grabbing for their own little slice of the pie? Kat says, hello, I'm working, so not watching the chat. Tanya says, thanks, Yogi. Absolutely. Tanya says that jumped quite a bit. It did jump quite a bit, like over 100, right? Weren't you like at 1040, I think, the last time I asked? Michael says, words you think of when you think of Squirrel Sniper? Let me think. Is it a finger wag? Or that's interesting? Or any chance, by any chance? I don't know if any words come to mind. For me, it's more of a gesture, a picture Squirrel Sniper. Rubbing his beard, getting ready to say something profound, and then walking away. Dropping a line. Skit says, Chandra, I will play some of the playlists in the background to get your watch hours. Thank you, Skits. So that's how to do it, guys. And here's the most important thing. Ask. Ask for help. Not only ask for help for yourself, I did. That's why I monetized, because people helped me. Certainly didn't do it by myself. And then, also, give me 1 second, guys. I'm taking some Mucinex. What a gross sounding medicine, by the way. Ask for other people. That's what we did for Jace. We kept asking people, hey, don't forget to help out Jace. That's what we do for Tundra. That's what we do for Skits. Check out his channel because he's got beautiful music on it. My cat is asking. She's asking for attention. Songa says, did you hear about the many drone sightings in the U.S.? Vaguely. I heard vaguely something about it. Let's see. Michael says, nice Tundra. I got my first 1K watch hours a few weeks ago. 2025, the year of Tundra, the year of Michael. We're going to help Michael's carving business take off. We're going to help his channel take off. We're going to get Tundra fully monetized, help her channel take off. You know what I love about Tundra's channel? It's Tundra's channel. It's Tundra. She is just being herself. What a beautiful thing that YouTube can offer. You have people who do all kinds of weird and wonderful and crazy stuff on YouTube, and I love that about YouTube. And at the same time, you have someone who is just authentically themselves and wants to have a conversation with you. I love that about YouTube. Skit says, hi, Cat and Jack. Hey, Linda. Linda says, hello, Yogi in chat. Johnson, 11:33. Gotcha. Michael says, this bubble is unbustable. Squirrel. Don't forget, you gotta do the jaw thing. I don't know if Squirrel Sniper actually does that. Sniper says, Michael, when you think that's interesting, it's because it's new information. When you think wag finger, it's not directed at me. It's just new information that created friction with your bubble. Gotcha. Bubble friction. Michael says, or am I ... queen? The dramatic music. Format says, Yogi, have you heard of the Sullivan therapy for depression? I have, quite a bit. They did that treatment with people who were close to end of life and were depressed, with incredible results, complete turnarounds. They were still terminal, but they were unafraid, or largely unafraid, of what was to come next. I'm glad that went down. I don't want to get views on my YouTube channel by choking on a Mucinex pill. Let's see. Sniper says, Michael, it's healthy to have that bubble burst. We never needed it, as that's what keeps us in the ego on the surface. Man, perfectly said. Michael said, yeah, no, I was kidding around. We got some love from Tundra. Sniper says, poor man, I never get depressed because microdose. Hey, I might do a members chat about this. I think we're allowed to talk about that when it's a members only chat, right? One of my favorite topics to talk about. Poor man says, been trying that too, Sniper. I meant cue the dramatic music. Dang autocorrect. Let's see. Akura says, you've ever heard of Vipassana? I have. I've actually practiced it. Not extensively, but for a fairly steady amount of time, for several years. Example says stroke victims and dementia too. Skits, I was too. I actually wanted to. Skit says I'm interested in helping out with clinical trials. Poor man. Example says Theravada Buddhist meditation. Yes, although not exclusively. Different name in Tibetan Buddhism, or actually spelled differently. I believe with a Y. Poor man says, yeah, I've been a guinea pig. Free goodies. Hey, relaxing. Thanks for dropping the link. No, I didn't attend a 10-day retreat. I did do several 1-day silent retreats. Tara Brock got one of her books somewhere around here. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Highly recommend it. Radical Acceptance, Tara Brock. She has a school service area nearby, about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. And Mocha and I would go there on Thursday night services, and then we would do an occasional retreat. Wasn't too far from where I used to go to the Paramahansa Yogananda services way before. That was one of the first practices that I started, the Self-Realization Fellowship from Paramahansa Yogananda, author of Autobiography of a Yogi. This is all for science. Of course, all for science. Orakan says, Vipassana is used by all Buddhists and the Buddha himself. Yep, absolutely. I did read his book. And I did practice that style. I found it rather intense. I preferred Joseph Goldstein, Jack Kornfield, Tara Brock, and Mindfulness of the Breath. Yeah, somewhere on one of these shelves or over in the other room, I have his book. Relaxing says, you're welcome, my friend. And please share it to helping my friend. I will. I brought that up, and then I will share it out this evening. Oops. Give me a second, guys. All right, where were we? Michael says my 96-year-old grandma on my dad's side has dementia. It doesn't speak that well anymore, but she's still kicking. Nice. Yeah, my mom, 10-year battle. Hey, Moskva, 10-year battle with Alzheimer's. I had the good fortune to be her caregiver, along with my father and my siblings. I had a contentious relationship with my mom. Wonderful relationship with my dad, but my mom and I never saw eye to eye. It wasn't that we didn't love each other. I don't think my mom particularly liked me. Was not proud and not pleased with who and what I became, but she still loved me, of course. So when I became her caregiver, that's when I started practicing. That's when I had to be patient. When you talk with anyone who has dementia, you got to catch yourself. You can't say, you got to watch your internal conversation that becomes your outward conversation. You can't say, I just told you. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't you listen? Don't you pay attention? You can't say any of that because that doesn't exist. Only the moment exists. What a perfect way to get you centered. Example is Skitsa did a shamanic ritual with Aztec plants on the stage family. Salvia Deforum, it's very similar to DMT as you were in full control once you cross the abyss. Hey, Goldie. Oricum says mindfulness of the breath should be practiced first to sharpen the mind, and only after Vipassana to really what is inside us. So, Shamantha, awareness of the breath, creating stillness, and then doing the insight, Vipassana meditation. Relaxing says, thank you for everyone who wants to help me on its friends. How are you, Moskva? Moskva says, how are you guys coping with the political situation in the U.S.? Interesting question. Hard for me to talk about because if there's anyone who has the opposite thought, it will create a divide and a debate, possibly an argument. It's tough, Moskva. It is tough. I'm going to be very personally affected. I had a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and I was already told by my doctor that my insurance will probably be non-existent within the year. Cody says I'll be back with Vamps. Great. Skid says, Squirrel, that is rather interesting. When you did this ritual, did you prepare it at all yourself? And what was your experience? Michael said, both of my grandmothers, my grandma on my dad's side, 96, and my grandma on my mom's side, 90. Nice. Both making it into the 90s. Good genes, Michael. Hey, Nightmare. Nightmare says, good night, Yogi in chat. How are you, Nightmare? Skid said, the ritual is the cross skits. And yes, preparation is what makes the plant sacred and not used for recreational uses. Goldie says, good night, Nightmare, without any namesakes. Hey, Jamie. Vamp says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Vamps. Man, out of the blue, I just got stuffed up again and started coughing. Tanya says, I wasn't lucky enough to meet either of my granddads, unfortunately. I didn't meet any of my grandparents on my father's side. My grandfather passed away when I was 6. Absolutely loved my grandfather. Beautiful memories of him. My grandmother made it up to 90. I think she passed away in 96 or so. Let's see. Or Khan says, it is interesting to see that we don't talk about politics to avoid arguments. But politics literally means how humans organize themselves together and should be a common topic since we're all human. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Gonna have to help me read chat, Stuart.
You want me to help you read chat?
Sure, we got an interesting conversation going on.
Okay, go for it.
Vamp
Thanks
says,
for dropping a like. Okay, Bob.
I met 3 of my grandparents. Bob is here.
Hmm?
I didn't see him.
He can't pick it up tonight, dropping off a like.
Nice. Thank you, Bob.
Hey, folks. And we've got Sean.
Would love to hear more sometime, Squirrel. I've used it years ago, recreational, with a friend years ago, but I never used it to reach a higher place of the mind before. Interesting. Skits, would love to talk about that with you too. As I had my own experiences, Grateful Dead concerts, similar, but it also led me towards meditating.
Hey, Cat and Jack. So what's the conversation?
And all kinds of stuff. It's flowing in all kinds of different places. We touched upon just a hint of politics, but not much. We're talking about plant medicine.
Hey,
We talked about
Tandra.
meditation.
Ron,
We
we're
talked about
we're good.
YouTube.
Still got the cough, and Wendy's got a cough.
Mine started coming back, like within the hour.
Don't say.
Everyone's saying hi. Skip says, I think through meditation you can reach the same place. Skips, have you ever read Huxley? Aldous Huxley. His Doors of Perception. And that's exactly what he talks about. That plant medicine can take us through the door, but every time we use it, it's the same door over and over and over again. And we have to keep taking it. Meditation blows the door away. Meditation, it takes you all the way. Ram Dass has interesting talks about that as well. Tanya says, what happened to your hair, Stuart? Oh, I thought there was a cat sleeping on your head. That's what I thought that was.
Blame Skeeter. I just spent an hour and a bit with him.
I stopped by briefly to say hi to Skeeter.
So that's what happened. Skeeter stressed me that much, I actually grew my hair back. And no,
Okay,
Sniper,
Skips.
I didn't.
Let's see. Michael says to answer Songho's questions about the UAPS. My friend Ryan, aka saw Spookfest, saw him last night, and he lives close to Yogi's. He's in Norfolk by the base. Yeah, that's not far at all.
Vamps, I can go off some people.
You can what?
I can go off some people.
She said that's how I got sick. From my co-host. I think we figured that out too.
I used to like you.
From Skeeter from Skeeter to you to Wendy to me.
No, it went from Skeeter to you, from Skeeter to you to Wendy to me. Now we're trying to reverse the order without touching Wendy. I wanted to go back to you so you can give it back to Skeeter.
All right, I can work on that. Oricon says, I so agree, Skits. Sniper says, Stuart, you washed your hair. Is something different? Michael says, Stuart, I hope you don't wear that wig while fishing. It might scare the fish. Oricon says, have you traveled much in your life? Yes, but mostly through the United States, not abroad except for Canada.
Michael, you know I can have a laugh at anybody.
Skit says, the first time I saw you in that wig, I didn't even question it. I just thought it was your normal hair.
What normal? Who's saying that?
Skits.
Sean.
Yep.
Sean.
Sniper says, Skits, you can hallucinate with just breathing exercises too. Holotropic breathing. The guy who formulated it, and I'm skipping his name right now, but I got his book on my back shelf too. Moskov says that wig
George
needs a bit of
Reeves?
styling. Here's the question. Why do you have a wig?
Because I've just spent over an hour at Skiers.
But I mean, why do you have one to begin with?
It was actually sent to me for fly tying,
That makes sense.
but it was too good to fly tie with.
How can something be too good to fly tie? That's your art. That's your thing.
Yeah, but this is too good for it.
I don't know. Honestly, I think it might look better on a hook than on your head. I'm just saying. And especially,
I'll send it to you.
it'll never happen. And I mean
What?
that. I mean that sincerely because I like your flies. It says, oh, here we go. Michael says, Stuart, I'm kidding. At least you ought to know. Yep, he knows. It says,
I'm not stupid.
Squirrel brother, I imagine you can. If it does worry me though, you imagine getting so good at it that you just breathe and boom, you're hallucinating. Then you become delusional. It takes a bit of work. It also is helpful to have some type of sound. Drumming works. You can actually get there just by drumming. You can get there by dancing. You can get there by fasting. But all of its tools, eventually you want to put the tool aside. Eventually, none of it really matters. What matters is, how are you living your life right now? Are you being kind? It's the bottom line. Put all the tools, all the toys, all the stuff aside, and allow your life to be your practice, allow your life to be your message. Oricom says, which is your favorite state? I'm from France. I would like to travel. Hey, have you ever been to Plum Village? Oricon.
Plum
I'd like to
Village?
travel to the US and Canada one day for the nature. My favorite state. You'll like this, Stuart. My favorite state is Pennsylvania. I love Maryland. I was born in Pennsylvania. My family from Pennsylvania. I have deep roots. The family came over from, I guess, Ireland, the McCartys, and settled in one county in Pennsylvania. There was 5 brothers. Each of those 5 brothers, this was in the early 1700s, each of them had really big families. So there's 5 different McCarty tribes in Sullivan County, Pennsylvania.
Well, this is why the United States is a melting pot.
Yep. It says, nah, squirrel, don't do that. We're in the Matrix. In a way we are.
Oh, are you still here?
Moskva, because it makes him a badass. Vamp says he's compensating for you, meaning my hair. You're compensating for my hair, for my lack of hair.
You've got on your face and doing your head.
For now. So far, no one's actually commented on my beard growth.
I have. I've seen it grow.
It's just been a day. I shaved this morning. I mentioned that before. This is my 6 o'clock shadow. Completely clean shaven when I woke up. Cypress says, Vamps are clear for a lot of issues. Hey, Balk, how are you? Hope you're well too. Cypress says, and also a sitter, every ritual requires another to sit with you. Absolutely. Let's see. Oricon says, I've never been to Plum Village, but I know about it. I also love Thich Nhat Hanh. I do as well.
Well,
Plus-
I'll tell you. Yeah, my head's getting hot. What's this person's name? Uh, uh, uh,
I'm probably
Orukon?
mispronouncing it, so give it your best shot.
I'm just gonna say Kun, right? Or Rukon, or Rukon, whatever. Doesn't
That
matter.
sounds good.
To say there's no wildlife or any nature in Pennsylvania, that is bang out of order.
Oh, it's a wild state. That's what I love about it. That's why I wanted to move back up there in my early teens to live with some
No,
relatives.
it's person saying I don't think there's much nature in Pennsylvania. Man, really?
There's more nature in Pennsylvania than in my area here. And if you go to my page and look at my shorts, you'll see tons of diversity in nature. So I got a lot of nature here, and Pennsylvania is triple, quadruple.
There's more wildlife in Pennsylvania. The only part of PA that doesn't have much is where Skeeter's at, which is Mount Carmel, where they decided in 1962 to burn the rubbish underneath the ground,
Did not work
which
out very well.
which end up causing the ground, because the coal mines are there, to basically combust.
Yep.
And it will burn for another 215 years, apparently, if not longer.
Moskva says the most important thing to be your authentic self. Unapologetically doesn't mean, or apologetically, that doesn't mean that you have to be rude. Just like you should express yourself as you want to. You only live once. Nicely said, Moskva. And Michael says, nice. I think it's funny that everyone either has Irish or Scottish blood in our DNA to some extent. Cypress says, Moskva, that's your belief about once. I'm eternal from the source. Michael says, I'm both Irish and Scottish and German and Cherokee. In other words, I'm a mutt. Yeah, I have a little bit of German as well. I'm a Scotch Irish. It says, I agree to a certain extent about the sitter thing, Squirrel. Depends on how strong-minded one is in those moments. Well, that's the thing, Skits. You don't want to be strong-minded because then you're clinging to the ego. You are clinging to conceptual stuff and you miss the experience. You need to be able to let go completely. And to let go completely, you need to make sure that someone is there to guide you back. Moskva says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push my beliefs on other people. I just want to say you should express yourself as you want. Oh, no need to ever apologize, Moskva. Orakan says it's a character from Japanese movie, Howl's movie, Moving Castle. I haven't heard of that. What about Oregon, Montana, or Washington State? I've been to northern Montana. Actually, funny. I was visiting Calgary and drove into Montana with a friend. So I went to Montana by way of Canada. Beautiful state. I've only been in Washington very briefly, flying to Alaska, actually.
Right. Question for you.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Well, this will be for anybody in chat. Washington, D.C. So what state's that in?
There you go.
You
Sorry about that.
I know there's a Washington on the West Coast.
Yep. Washington State is Washington, D.C.
Right.
which
So
is
what state's Washington D.C. in then?
it's its own thing. It's like the Vatican. It's a district, so it doesn't belong to. It's next to. It's half an hour from me. Jace says renewed his membership. Thank you, my friend. And it's between Maryland and Virginia. It's a beautiful city. It was actually built on a swamp. Parody guy says the District of Columbia is not a state. Nope. It says,
Hey, Bob.
okay, now that was a great way of helping to understand why the sort of thing is totally necessary. Thank you. Absolutely.
Bob's just giving you his 1 month.
Oh, thank you, Bulk. Much appreciated, my friend. Appreciate that from all of you guys. If you got an extra 99 cents, come on, be a member. I promise you absolutely nothing. I try to put videos out. I try to do videos every day. Breath work. I talk a bit about Course in Miracles. I have lots of yoga stuff. Lots and lots of breath work stuff.
Hi, Marie.
But mainly it's just support. Keep me in lentils, keep me in rice, keep me in coffee. Bernie says near Virginia. Yep, between Maryland and Virginia. I love Studio Gilbly. What is that, Moskva? Sniper's talking about fighting the abyss. Vamp says Moskva, my daughter is a Studio Ghibli fan. She went to The Boy and the Heron's premiere here in my city. It was sold out. I never heard of it. Oh, I do know Spirited Away. Man, my stepdaughter watched that thousands of times. You ever seen Spirited Away? Animation movie. It's actually pretty good. Marie says, as soon as I come back. Why, as soon as I come back, while I'm thinking good thoughts about Stuart, I see him.
Hey, Brian.
What's new, Jace? What's up, Brian? Love, peace, and
Jesus
children.
having post.
Marie's
That's what
saying hi
Jesus
to
having.
everyone. Hey, Brian, I loved your psalm post. And I see you got some more up. So before bed, I'm going to be checking them out. Man, your channel is growing, Brian. 43 subscribers, only 7 to go. Do some live streaming. Well done, my friend. Brian says, hey, man, I'm beyond tired, completely vexed. Goldie says, why vex? Excellent question. What's going on, Brian?
I take it Vamps is Goldie.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
No. Yeah, Vamps is her support channel.
Yeah.
Moscow says, I personally really like the movie Princess Mononoke. I haven't heard of that. Vamp says, yes, I am.
I'm the one that's got to physically apologize to Goldie.
You have to apologize to Goldie?
Well,
What?
if it was Goldie that was making up this goulash, then I do apologize.
I did watch your video, by the way. And
Oh, you did?
I did. amazed me because you couldn't even pronounce some of the ingredients in haggis. And then you said you started reading the ingredients of what goes in goulash, and you were like, yeah, venison's okay, and beef's okay, and chicken's okay. But that other stuff, you know what the other stuff is? Potatoes and carrots and onions. You don't like potatoes?
I do.
You like carrots?
Mm.
You like onions?
Mm.
So meat, potatoes, carrots, and onions. And then you're reading haggis, and it's like nitrous oxidization, all kinds of big words that are barely pronounceable. And you're like, and it's delicious. How can you not love this? Oricon, my friend, thank you so much.
Well, it's true fact. I think haggis is better than.
Then meat and potatoes and vegetables.
Maybe
I
just
don't
the
want
way
to
it's
get
made.
in a whole nother long drawn out haggis versus
Because
squash.
you're also missing the pasta. So, I mean, it's like.
So you don't like pasta?
I'm not a huge fan of pasta.
But you'd eat it.
I would eat it, but I'm not a huge fan of pasta.
Right. So basically, you like all the individual ingredients pretty much, some more than others, of goulash.
Mhm.
But when you put it together, you don't want to eat it. But there are some unpronounceable things in haggis, things that you can't pronounce, chemical things that you wouldn't eat on their own. If someone handed you a plate of the whatever the one ingredient that you couldn't mention and said, eat this, you'd be like, that's poison. I'm not going to eat that. But then you put it in stomach lining and you're like, yum. Can I have more, please?
Right, wait a minute here. Jace has just said he doesn't like pasta either, but yet he'll sit there and eat £20,000 worth of it.
That's how disciplined Jace is. He didn't say that he liked it. Just because he ate 246 pounds of pasta in one setting didn't mean that he liked it. It meant that he's that dedicated to nourishing his body. Let me thank our friend Oricon one more time. So kind of you, my friend.
You've got to have cheese with pasta.
Michael says, I
It's
enjoyed the
pasta
live stream.
for the
Sorry I
worst
had to head out.
without cheese. How are you, Tandra?
I like what you said, Sniper, about the abyss.
What,
Sometime in a
what,
members live stream, I'll talk about that.
the best? Yeah, rice is better.
I do like rice. I have rice every day. Brown rice. Sometimes barley
Rice is,
instead.
rice is better.
Let's see. Brian says,
I
low
think
to move firewood. Check to Springhead. Animal care, and now I'm visiting with mom, who is from out of town. Brian, tell your mom I said hi. Tell your mom we all said hi.
I think the thing with pasta is it's too bulky. Depending on what kind of pasta you get, I mean, I prefer rice.
I don't need a ton of pasta every once in a while. You can get lentil pasta. You can get chickpea pasta. Chickpea pasta is really good. I know how you feel about chickpea. No need to get started. Chickpeas, not chickpea. I don't think you have something against an individual chickpea. Let's see. Moscow says, I think all Studio Ghibli movies are on Netflix. I don't know, but I really think you would like them. Kind of slow. They just let you be in the moment sometimes. Nice, Moscow. I did like Spirited Away. Of all the movies, animated movies, my stepdaughter had me watch, I enjoyed that
I mean,
one
I
the
make
most.
pasta bolognese, but I mean, unfortunately, my pasta bolognese is not fit for Yogi.
Vamp says,
Because
please We had this conversation already. Please indulge the Hungarian in the chat and move on if I'm not asking too much. Gotcha. Paul says
What?
he doesn't eat
Sorry.
pasta with rice. Bob says I like pasta in different shapes and forms. Shells. I like pasta in shells.
I like the pen pasta because bits of mince and vegetables get put in there on their own free will.
Skid says rice is nice. It is. Particularly brown rice.
Depends. I've not had brown rice. I haven't had brown rice. I've had basmati, long grain, pudding rice, of course. What else have I had? I've had that paleo rice. What else have I had? I love pudding rice. Pudding rice is nice.
Songa says eat lots of pasta. Typus says once you have found there's nothing to fear in the spiritual realm, you know there can't be anything to fear in the realm that can be seen and felt. It's a real eye opener, even though you are in total darkness for those seconds.
Now, Golden, that sounds delicious. I like the sound of that. It's like a fruit cocktail, but the fruit. I like the sound of that.
So Vamps is actually of Hungarian origin, by the way.
Well, Goldie is, yes. I kind of realised that. I didn't mean to offend her with her goulash. That was wrong of me. I do apologise.
Let's see. My daughter got a box Colin. Wants to show you all on the live chat. Okay, that can be done as long as the parents in the room. We can definitely do that. Which is you, Brian.
I got a question.
What's that?
Without sounding stupid, can goulash be a soup?
Yes. Cody could answer that better than I can, of course, but yes. Extreme Fitness says we make our own pasta. Nice. So how are you, Extreme Fitness?
I might dabble with this.
You might dabble with goulash?
Uh-huh.
Does that mean you're going to retract the video that you put out and offer an apology across the board? I might have been, you don't even have to go that far. I might have been slightly mistaken on my detribate of goulash. I'm not saying you need to say that it's better, but I might have been mistaken. And I might have cheated in the poll.
I didn't cheat no poll.
I'm just saying.
I didn't cheat no poll.
So Brian's going to bring his daughter up for a second.
That's fine. I need to bounce off anyway.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for reading chat with me.
You're welcome. And I bid you all a very nice night. And I will see you at some point.
All right. Hey, when you make sure to shout me out when you make a goulash video.
I might do it live.
It would be a good live stream. That would.
We'll see. Not
right.
promising, but see.
And if you ever find a vegan, as my own peace offering, if you ever find a vegan haggis, I'll eat it on my live stream. I'm going to Google that up to see if there is such a thing.
Vegetarian haggis.
I know you get vegetarian ones.
Vegan.
You can
It
get
has to be
vegan.
Hey, Cuban
What's the
Crisis.
difference between and vegetarian? It's the same thing.
Not
Nope.
really.
Vegetarian can have egg. It can have fish. Depending on what kind of vegetarian you are, it can have dairy. Vegan is zero animal product.
Mhm. There is a slight difference of them. And then you get vegan,
Right.
vegetarian, right? That's
I will
balance.
be in chat. Bye.
All right, see you, Stuart. Brian, come on. Come on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to step away again. To let you know what I'm doing offline. I am blowing my nose. I don't want to do that on camera. Man, out of nowhere, guys, just started coughing again. My nose started running again. Let's see. We're going to wait for Brian. He's going to bring his daughter. Let's see. Bulk drops a link. The ultimate vegan haggis. All right, guys. Let me see if I can get Mocha to make this. Haggis quesadilla. That actually sounds really good. Brian, my friend, how are you?
Oh yeah, I've had more energy at this time of day before.
Hello, how are you? I hear you got something to show us.
Yeah.
Can I switch the camera around and it just be her in the frame?
Sure. As long as
Okay.
you're in the back, as long as you're in the background.
Will you sit right there, Ma? Well, I'll put Nana in the background so that. Okay, man, this thing is really cool. Have y'all ever seen it? It's a
I
head,
have seen it before.
and her grandma brought it for her.
Awesome. Look at those quick hands.
She's getting so much better every time.
I can see.
Yeah.
This is a cabin that my mom came and stayed in for 10 days.
Nice. This is day 2 or day 3?
Third night.
Third night.
Third night. That's nice. A whole another week to go.
Yep.
And actually, it was offered to us from a client. I worked for this tiny house company that builds these Airbnbs, and I did a lot of work for the client on his personal property. And since we had the hurricane come through, it washed away our town in Marshall, actually, like completely washed away our town.
Wow.
So no one's coming to rent it, and he offered it up if I wanted to stay. And I said, what about 10 days for my mom? So here we are.
That's awesome.
I've actually never seen this thing before. I walked in the door and my daughter was punching it.
Yeah, we have a friend who has a channel, Crusade Motivational Fitness. Great channel, by
Okay.
the way. And he trains with that quite a bit.
Wow.
I don't think he's as good as she is.
About that, Maji. Oh, she's getting better and better every time.
She's a mountain girl, man. She's been dirty, swinging hammers since the day she was born.
Excellent.
It's the way to do it.
Up front, right?
Isn't my mom beautiful?
Absolutely.
Yogi's
Thank you.
Yogi's your age, Ma. Oh no, he's got a girl. Never mind.
How old is your mom?
She was born in 69.
69. I'm actually 4 years older.
How old are you?
I'm 59. I was born in 65.
Okay.
And look at that man. He looks like he's 30.
I look like I'm 30 from my knees down.
Right.
I'm gonna show y'all this cabin real quick because it's actually beautiful. So there's a loft up there and a couple bedrooms. So I used to build these for this company, but I could never afford one, you know.
Right.
And the bathroom is beautiful. The shower is just to die for.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a couple 300 to bust out, you can have one too.
Sure. You check my
That's just mean to say to a person.
maybe balance a few things.
Yeah,
Juggle
rob a few
some
banks.
Here, Brian, show
juggle some accounts and see what I can come up with.
Yeah, together. What, Ma?
Show them how you can do it. I'll hold the phone.
Okay, I guess they want me to try it.
Can I hold it?
Don't make it too jumpy. There's a lot of people watching.
Okay, here he goes.
Now, I've never done this thing before.
It's a YouTube first.
So YouTube first.
Right below the belly button. And I've never been in a fight.
Of course you have, Dad.
And go. Can he get it out in front?
I don't know. It's been a long day.
You haven't missed.
Oh.
Until now.
Well, that was my fault. I jinxed it.
It looks cool when it comes right at the phone.
Oh. Yeah.
Now we're getting creative.
He's always crazy.
Man, this thing's tricky.
Focus, Brian, focus.
I can't. I don't have any left.
Yeah, sure about that.
Not bad for a first timer. Not bad for a first timer.
No, not at all.
No, that's not how you do it. You punch it up, Brian. All right.
Oh, wait, hold on. Ready?
Yeah, don't be breaking it now, Brian. Brian,
All
what'd I
right.
tell you about accident?
They can be prevented.
That's right.
Excellent mom advice, by the way.
Right. Mom has two good ones that I've had to live by my whole life. Accidents can be prevented, and be safe and have fun. And if you can't have fun, be safe anyway.
Again, excellent advice.
But I say, be safe, have fun, and if you can't be safe, have fun anyway.
Nice reversal.
You know, I gotta be a little bit of a chaos maker.
A little bit. It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
Hey, I really like the stuff you're putting up.
Yeah. That stuff is kind of personal to me. I have a personal relationship with my spirituality, and I didn't know how that would go over, but I really felt inclined and that it was time in my life to put that out into the world.
That's how to do it. Our friend Mothclaw in the chat was just talking about being your authentic self. If it's important to you, that's what counts. It's important to you. And someone else will pick up on that message. Someone else will need to hear exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and just like kind of a personal testimony, my earthly father wasn't much to write home about. I mean, I love and respect him and I try to honor him, but really it was the words in red that I learned how to be a decent man.
Right.
So
Nice.
for that, it strictly has an application for my life. It's not something that I feel that I'm trying to glorify myself or to gather souls or to be some Bible thumping religious scholar. It's very personal to me, and if without it, I don't know where I would be.
Right. You can tell. You can tell that it's personal when you watch. Jace says you're going to have a great channel and success, Brian.
Wow, I thank you, man. And I really y'all are helping me to do things that are uncomfortable. And I remember you saying, we don't grow until we're uncomfortable. And that's where I'm at. I'm really uncomfortable doing a lot of this stuff. So thank you.
That's my mission in life, is to make people feel uncomfortable.
That's where the growth occurs, apparently. I mean, and I can testify to that.
43 subscribers, 7 to go.
Yeah.
what I found is sometimes it seems we struggle to get that first 50, and then it's like you hit critical mass and people just start showing up. The people who need to hear your message are going to be there. So when I think of that, whenever I do a live stream, if it's one person, that's exactly who needs to be there. If it's 8 people, that's exactly who needs to be there. I never judge it on the number, but the fact that the people who need to be there are there. I leave it up to that.
I hear that. Man, Yogi, and what you say about, people come in to either give love or to either get love, that just like struck a chord in my heart so big. And it's so true. We're here to raise up or be raised up.
It's a game changer
It really is.
because now there's no excuse that no one's being mean to you. No one's pushing your buttons. No one's doing anything to you. They are asking to be healed or they're asking for help. They're
Right.
asking for love.
Right.
So it's entirely up to us. Are we going to give love or are we going to turn someone away?
Yeah. That's the baby sound machine.
Vamp says, my spirituality helps me be a better person. So I hear you, Brian. I don't need to Bible bash to make an impact. And I've been friends with Goldie for quite some time. She never has. She has never used her spirituality as a weapon of any kind.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love that. I love that.
Oh, Extreme Fitness says, go vertical live. Man, I normally am vertical live. I don't know what happened.
What does that mean?
Having your phone in that, where the comments are to the up and down.
Okay.
I guess they must have hit something wrong. I'll fix it.
Yogi, how do I see the total watch?
What's that?
How do I see the total watch hour? Told me and I
Oh.
still figure it out.
If you go to your dashboard
Okay.
and click on analytics,
Dashboard. And I know where the dashboard.
your title page, your channel page,
Okay.
you'll see dashboard. Should be on your left side.
Is it a number that's in front of the graph?
That I'm not sure.
As
soon as you click on your YouTube page, it should come up automatically, or pretty much. Like as soon as I log into YouTube, I got like the generic YouTube page. If I go over to the left, there's a thing that says home, shorts, subscriptions, and then there's you. Underneath you, history, playlist, your videos. If you click on your videos, it'll bring up your dashboard.
Okay.
So it'll be on the left, on the far left.
Okay.
And if you click on your videos, brings you right up to your dashboard. And then again, on the left, all the information that you need.
Studio watch hours select 365 days. That's your current total. Thank you, Jay. What color looks good on me?
That one. That one. That's a good one.
Okay. Man, I'm just tired today. And yesterday I drove all day.
Yeah, I remember. How'd that everything turn out?
Yeah,
Everything.
it's great. He was just a little egghead because sister was bigger than him in the womb, pushing down. Man, do I have an echo every time I come on?
A little bit, not all the time, but just started.
I don't know. Maybe it's because my phone's in a case. I know that's got to be annoying to the viewers.
It's not that bad,
Okay.
and it's not all the time.
Yeah, he's a little egg-headed, and so they put this plastic helmet that's molded onto his head, and wears it for 8 weeks, and they carve it as he grows and fills into the empty places. So he should have a pretty round head when we're all done.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I still got your channel up. I'm looking forward to diving in, seeing some more.
I got this guy, Ray Boy. Oh my gosh, he's the Valley comic. And he's just an old timer that, yeah, I love him. Everybody loves him. And I'm going to interview him on Tuesday at his house.
Nice.
So, and
Let's
there's
see.
going to be a lot of kinks, like how do I get the sound with the video and everything in frame. And so don't expect magic right away.
I do expect magic right away, but I'll tell you why. Nothing to do with technology, nothing to do with figuring things out, because all that comes on its own. But I expect magic because you got a connection with these people, and you have a connection, as you said, with your spirituality. It's all going to come together, and it's going to be a perfect conversation because you're going to ask the right questions and you're going to listen, and that's when magic happens, when we listen.
Wow. Man, I needed to hear that because I was a little bit like, I had to tell myself today those words. Like, I wanted to write down questions and have a dialogue that I could follow, but I just kind of felt the Holy Spirit speaking to me. He said, you'll know what to ask.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. And that's the important thing. Your ego is saying you might mess up. I might ask the wrong question. I might not know technically what to do. Holy Spirit says you always know what to do because you listen. Just listen. You're guided. The fact that you even want to do this means that you're connected, that you're already listening to that voice. The fact that you're getting the subscribers that you need, that you're putting out content, that you knew exactly what you wanted, and that you came on that live stream at the right time for us to have that conversation,
Yeah, I know it's the Spirit moving when you can't explain it.
Absolutely.
And maybe the wrong question will bring out the right answer.
Yes. But is there such a thing as a wrong question?
Good point.
Especially the questions that you're going to ask because you're fascinated by this and you love it. And you love the people that you're going to be talking to. So how can there be a wrong question when you love someone?
Excellent point.
Fab says, so what? You mess up, you move on. Michael says, word of advice. I used to premiere every now and then. Just be yourself. Excellent advice. Fitness says, Jason, I will include more hashtags. So excellent advice here. All right. So, Brian, I'm going to wrap things up.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to head to bed. I go to bed pretty early. I'm up pretty early. Thanks for joining. I love the boxing.
I thought that might be interesting.
It was. And it was great meeting your mom.
It's good to see her and to have even an hour of breathe time.
Right. Yeah, I bet.
I'm always telling people I would wish this blessing of twins on nobody.
My wife / ex-wife / present person, the best way that I can explain it, is a twin. She's a mirror image identical twin.
Wow. Sounds like you guys have been through some things and worked it out.
For about 23 years.
Wow.
And we have a commitment, sort of unspoken. In Course in Miracles, they talk about holy relationships versus special relationship. Special relationship is an ego-based relationship. I will love you as long as you please me. I will love you as long as you love me. I will love you as long as you don't do anything that is outside of what I find acceptable. All of that is a special relationship. It could
Don't
also be
be uncomfortable.
exactly. Which isn't really love. It's bargained affection. That we're bargaining.
Bargained affection.
Right. Or it's also can be bargained hatred because we have special relationships with people we don't like. Because now our ego gets to feel superior. We get to judge. I am better than you. It's all about contrast and comparison. A holy relationship is when you're committed to forgiveness. And forgiveness isn't saying, I forgive you because you did something to me, or you forgive something that I deem as being bad. Forgiveness is saying that the Holy Spirit within me, our original innocence, recognizes that we share this together. And that in this present moment, nothing's really been done. Everything that's been done to you is a thought based upon the past. Just a thought. And the thought can never be the actuality. It can never be the thing. There's a line in the Course of Miracles that says, the one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. It doesn't exist. So what is there to forgive if it doesn't exist, except for a thought? And you can never be harmed by a thought. So as soon as you decide this is a person I'm going to have that holy relationship with, means that even if they leave me, it doesn't change my love because that's undying. It might change the nature of our relationship itself, but not the love between us. So we've been able to return to that over and over and over again for 23 years, almost 23 years.
That's wow. Wow.
It's a practice.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Milka's made it pretty easy for me. I'm not so sure I could say this. I'm not so sure I could say the same.
Yeah, I know how to row that boat.
I'm sure. We've probably been down that river together, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Man, I'm coming to a great place in my life and you guys are helping me. And I want to express gratitude for everybody here and for Yogi and for Stuart and for all the folks that chime in and spread love and receive love.
That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. That's why, no accidents when people come together.
True that.
Yep.
I'm not going to keep you, Yogi.
All right. Yep. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks, Brian.
Signing off.
Yep. Take care, my friend.
Good night, you guys.
All right, guys. I'm to you guys too. Extreme Fitness says, thanks, guys, again. Appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat. Sniper says, Extreme, this time next week, expect a coach load of new arrivals. Awesome. So that was our friend Brian. We met Brian last week by chance in the 5 a.m. live stream. And he instantly became family. Cody says, thank you for the live and chat. What's up, Stuart? Stuart, I'm getting ready to go to bed.
This was just a joke for Jace.
Right, stop it, Stuart. Seriously.
Because he was counting how many minutes I was reading the chat without even commenting. So this was a funny thing for Jace. Because I love him. Night, people.
I want to see if
Bless
Jace responds real quick here.
I was watching your chat, Yogi. I was watching your chat.
Sue, you're a great entertainer, brother. It's an excellent point.
I
You
do
are
try.
smart. Jace, I like what you said. To forgive is to release, release is to free, free allows love. Absolutely. Vamp says, oh, well, this was a surprise.
Right, sure.
I got them at
Sniper says
63
six.
seconds. That was 63 seconds.
So, 23 likes. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. We got a super chat. Our new friend, Orakan. Thank you very much. And Jason Ball both renewed their memberships. Thank you again, guys. Jason says, my time is your time still. Hey, let me end with, don't forget, Jason has a big live stream tomorrow. If you guys can make it. It is going to be big.
Well, what time is it at?
Jace, what time is it? Jace says, much love all. See if I can find it real quick.
$5 p.m. UK time.
12 p.m. my time.
That's fine.
Yep.
Doing
All right. What's
burpees.
that?
You'll be
You have
doing
to do on
burpees.
Navy SEAL burpees. Deck of cards. All right, guys. I'm going to head to bed. My eyes are bothering me.
Night night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Night,
I'm
night,
not-
Yuki.
Good night. My eyes are watering. I'm all stuffed up again.
Oh, is it because of this practical joke? Oh, bless you, Yogi.
I think it's the. I think I'm allergic to haggis, maybe. It's getting me off.
Allergic to seeing Stuart on your phone.
If that was the case, weeks ago, months ago, how long's it been? Several months.
Mhm.
Always a pleasure, Stuart. Always a pleasure.
Get out of here, Jill. Stop listening to Wendy. Stop,
All right.
Paul. Night night, Jace. Night night, everybody. Sweet dreams.
Good night, guys. So I'm going to say good night.
It's a joy seeing you, Stuart. Yes, I know, Goldie. It's a pleasure to see you too.